Ochenim Gatuso, raise the power 7. I'm here this afternoon with my main man Naji and also Krobia Asante. This is a brand new season. We're expecting a lot from the Division 1 side. Don't forget, this is the Zone 3 game. It's a big game, and we all know where Accra Lions came from and the reason why they are playing in this division this afternoon. And talking of the Access Bank Division 1 League, we know what the Ghana Football Association, they've done so far. They've pumped in massive monies into, they've even invested into the Division 1 League from 80 Ghana cedis for each club to 120,000 Ghana cedis. So we're going to see exciting game, exciting season. And ladies and gentlemen, once again, we welcome you to the Tuba as to the Najid. Good afternoon, and Krobia Asante. Good afternoon. Big game at Attram Visser versus Accra Lions in Zone 3.
Good afternoon, Gatuso
and Krobia Asante. Guys, let me start with you, Krobia. What are your expectations this season, talking of the Division 1 League?
Well, we are all hoping to see a very exciting season, a highly competitive season, and looking at how last season these teams finishes and how some of the teams from the 3 zones gain promotion into the Premiership. I think this is another fantastic season ahead of all the 48 teams partaking in the various zones, Zone 1, Zone 2, and Zone 3. And this afternoon, this particular game, we are hoping to enjoy ourselves here between 2 exciteful teams. Attram Visser, we witnessed them last season in the Access Bank Division 1 League, same as Accra Lions, who were also plying their trades in the top flight league in the Ghana Premier League, and unfortunately they couldn't make a stay in the Premier League, and now they would have to battle it out with their colleagues in the Division 1, hoping to gain a return into the Ghana Premier League for the upcoming season after this particular season. So we are here to witness a very insightful game, and I know for sure these 2 teams are going to exhibit some good kind of football this afternoon here.
Okay, so that was Krobia Asante, and as I'm talking to you, as I'm speaking to you now, and I know the Ghana Football Association President, Mr. Kate Simon Okreku, is in the house, and very soon, and he will do the main kickoff before the game starts. Naji, your expectation for this season?
Yeah, General, talking about the President of the Ghana Football Association, let's say a big thank you to him, because when you look at not even the Division 1, let's start from the Premiership. Look at the money that this time around it was invested in the Ghana Premier League all the way to the Division 1. At first, they were being given 80,000 at Ghana City, and now it's 120,000 Ghana City. Besides that, each of the teams were given football boosts and certain things, etc. And I'm talking about a coverage. And you and I know perfectly, this is the first time that when we talk about Division 1 League, all the 48 teams, we are going to broadcast their match live. So that is let's say a big thank you to the Executive Council of the Ghana Football Association and the President. I'm talking about KTS Okreku. Let's come to the broadcast right. And don't forget, AFA Sports Channel, they had that privilege to broadcast live the Ghana Premier League in the 2024-2025 season. And this time around, the Ghana Football Association thought it wise, saw it wise. Why shouldn't we, this time around, give it to AFA? That is their stronghold. We know that when it comes to football broadcasting, they are the best. So they sat down with AFA Sports Channel, and now they've given them that mandate. My expectation, I can tell you that looking at the way money has been invested in the 2025-2026 Division 1 League, I think that the competitiveness of the league is going to be awesome this time around. Because when you look at last season, yes, they had 80,000 Ghana City, but this time around, the money have been increased to 120,000 Ghana City. So when you talk about competition, it's going to come in. Now, talk about Attram Visser. Don't forget, last season, look at their performance in the league. When you talk about the MTN FA Cup, they were performing. Golden Kicks.
Last season in Zone 3, they were 7.
They were 7.
In Zone
but though
3.
in their league, you can say that their performance was not up to what we were expecting.
In the MTN FA Cup.
But in the MTN FA Cup, they were really performing. Accra Lions, you're not taking anything away from them. 2023, 2024, look at their position on the league log. But last season, they did not
16th position with 35 points.
But look at their home record when you talk about Accra Lions. So to me, we are going to see 2 teams. Accra Lions, they've tested the Division 1. They came to the Premiership. Now they are back. So they know the terrain when they come to the Division 1. So let's say this afternoon, we are going to witness one of the perfect match here in the Division 1 League. And as we said, the Supremo is here to do the kickoff. What can we say again? He has really done well.
All right. So very soon, the Ghana Football Association President, Mr. Ket E.S. Okreku, will join the two teams to do the kickoff this afternoon. We're live on Alpha TV, live on Joy Prime and Adum TV this afternoon. This is the first time we've seen big games being shown on telly. Talking of the Division 1, and like you said, let's say kudos to Alpha Media, kudos to the Ghana Football Association, and the Division 1 this season will be live on TV for everybody to witness the game. Najee, can you run us through the lineup, the starting lineup for the two teams, so that we hand over for the kickoff?
And General, talking about the live broadcast, viewers should also understand Globe TV will be showing Zone 1A and Zone 1B. The Women's Premier League, Max TV will be showing that. So it tells you, let me say, Kat is leading the Executive Council, but when it comes to kudos, we all say that the Executive Council have really done very, very well when it comes to the broadcast right, because Premier League is being broadcast, the First Division is being broadcast, the Women's League is being broadcast, and I'll appeal to them that they should go to the grassroots so that one will be broadcast.
All right.
So let's go to the lineup. Now, for Accra Lions in post this afternoon, it's Eka Domi, Lawrence Knockplem will be wearing the number 10 shirt. We have Quincy Gazing, number 5 shirt. Daniel Aqua in the number 6 shirt. Prince Ansa will be donning number 7 shirt. Felix Amufa, number 14. Ofosu Entry, number 16 shirt. Thomas Queening, number 25 shirt. Sajo Kamara, number 28 shirt. And completing the list is Latif Bagori Idris. That is the first 11. Now, when you go to Accra Lions, for Accra Lions, you have Daudu Ishak. We have Visser Junior Attram. I don't know whether he's the son of Gordon Attram. Richmond Apokum, we have Razak, Thomas Ochre, Joe Yakubu, Alfred Amwa, Gabriel Precious Yaujima, Prince Amokofia, then Mubarak Idrisu.
All right, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We're live inside the Tuba AstroTurf big game this afternoon. Attram Divisa versus Accra Lions. Enjoy the first half.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Sink it in. It's a new season for the Access Bank Division 1 League, as the historic TV broadcast right has been given to Alpha Media, as the two teams takes on to the field. Attram Divisa versus Accra Lions this afternoon here at the Tuba AstroTurf. The big news is that the away team this afternoon will definitely not be proud of their performance last season at Ghana's top flight, finishing 16th, scoring just a few goals, and also losing 17 games out there with just 9 wins. It's not a performance they can be proud of. But for this, Attram Divisa side went all the way to the semi-finals in the MTN FA Cup, only to be trashed by Golden Kicks in that particular game when they lost by 3-1 at the TNA Park in Takwa. Tells you the quality, tells you that indeed is fixture, indeed. It is a big one to look forward to this afternoon. So obviously it's the national anthem, because we're getting ready for the big kickoff between these two sides. And also just a privileged information that the president of the Ghana Football Association is also around to witness this golden occasion. It's for the first time in the history of Division 1 League. It's live on TV. So that's it. The national anthem signifies, so everything tells you that we are ever ready for this afternoon fixture. Here we're likely to receive the president of the Ghana Football Association and also the second vice president for this kickoff, as well as his executive committee members. We'll get to see their face very soon as they take onto the field. Well, perhaps Accra Lions not the best of squad, as most of the players who plied their trade with them in the Ghana Premier League last season, most of them have left. It's only just the skipper of the side, Lauren Setoji, and Amachi, who is with the side. But here, as the president of the Ghana Football Association, together with the vice president, Mark Addo, as well. You need a short out the moment to exchange pleasantries. Also looks like we do have the chairman of the Central Regional You can really see this. Attram the Visser side really giving this Accra Lions team a hell of a fight, matching them both for both in every department of the game after starting slowly to really warm themselves into the game. And there's a performance again in the fray. 15 minutes then with 30 minutes more to go in the first half department of the game. But there's no goal to separate these two sides. And there's a confirmation of the scoreline for you as we bring you this game live from the 2-1 straight off. Match day 1 in the SS Bank Division 1 League. And it's been lifted deep inside, looking for Lawrence Setoji. But again, he will not be found as the supply has been quickly cut off. That a big man and a youngster will hack it onto. Set up, connecting every dot inside and trying to find ways and means to rock their head around this Attram Visser side. It's released onto the far right hand side, looking for Prince, but he arrives a shade late, and there was a bit of touch as well. And Attram Visser will start it all over with their goalkeeper, Masood. Hitting it down to the right-hand side. As Charlie Yakubu goes to the ground, wins the sympathy of the referee. And you can see he questions, it's a bit, I'd say, with that decision from the referee, Marley Clue. The game went on. Masood does a very dangerous play into their own penalty area, isn't it?
They were rather fortunate not to have seen any Accra Lions attacker, an attacker with that high pace and speed. There wasn't any problem at all for the goalkeeper, and now the situation has been cleared.
Well, that's the coach for Attram Visser in a shot got in Attram. A known figure in this country. The man who have featured once upon a time for the national team tells you he wants to travel a bit outside and experience what it feels like playing beyond the borders of Ghana. Decide to always pay his tribute to Ghana football as he establishes Attram Visser Academy, and so far it's been good if you've been following keenly in terms of what they've done so far. We're getting to see the first yellow card of this encounter so far, and it's been flashed out to, looks to be Jalilu Yakubu. Oh, it's rather for Attram Visser. Looks like the skipper of the side, Lawrence Setoji, goes into the book of the referee. And you concede that a free kick, if a needless one at that.
Yes, Lawrence Nokplim, a very excited young chap, highly talented footballer. Last season, he wasn't even a starter for Accra Lions, but due to a lot of departures from Accra Lions, this season is also having the opportunity to lead the team to gain promotion back into the top flight football.
A few minutes to hit the 19th mark in this game, and we're still chasing that long goal in this game. Does Casey, living dangerously at his own backyard, finds entry. And that's a very dangerous place in it. Putting themselves under pressure, but they managed to work their way out of it. With Quincy Gazy, it's been the most busiest at the back. Pakum trying to fetch it. Well, the ball runs quicker than. Here's Fitz there. Set to G looking for the Daku once again. Masood drops it to big things. Ifriye. And you can see Attram the Visser trying to be a bit quicker now in terms of transition. Dakpo wins it, gives up possession. And Attram the Visser continuing the same trajectory. Wet denied. Surasdin goes to the ground.
They started slowly, a bit slow, but in the last 10 years, they've also gotten themselves involved in the action, and they are also making their intention known and clear to Accra Lions how dangerous they could also be at the final third.
Well, 25 minutes left in the first half. And it's the Access Bank Division 1 League. Match day 1 fixture between Attram the Visser and Accra Lions. That's a big blow there. That's Dakpo. Can he make it one for Accra Lions? And the scene just is absolutely sublime from Jeff Dakpo. What a goal. What a blunder from goalkeeper Masood. And Accra Lions takes the lead away from home. Here are the two Master turf. And it's the man who's been searching all afternoon. Finally, who's been rewarded.
Great goal, and what a gift. What a gift from the Attram the Visser goalkeeper. He had all the time, he had everything to have ballooned that ball away, and he lost it to Jeff Dakpo. That was a splendid finish, a good finish. He's got that composure, and look at that precision and the final delivery to have found the back of the net. Good goal, and they were searching, they were knocking, and now Lions leads.
Well, absolutely, that's a very written stuff, isn't it, from Accra Lions? We're beginning to show why the absolute favorite on paper, the Premier League returnees, are looking to almost a perfect start in the second tier as far as Ghana football is concerned. Well, Jeff Dakpo currently just getting his name on the score sheet. That's a big fit. And Attram the Visser would have to chase this game from a goal behind. Jalilu doing a bit of running. Looking for a bit of help. But the big question is, can he get one? Decides to hit diagonally onto the far left-hand side. And has been cleared. And that'll be a throwing advantage. Quickly taken. They've not got any time on the clock at all, though we've got a long way in this particular game to go. Got to skip up the side. Attram Jr. trying to force his way through. And he's been denied by Thomas Quenin. That's a bold defending, isn't it? And here's the man in your shot, Thomas Quenin. Well, let's run into catch that particular supply to ensure that the side's lead stay intact after 23 minutes. And Domical hits it up front. On the best of kick. That's the roll south for a train advantage. Quickly taken. Back to Masood inside the 18 yard. He releases it onto his left inside. That's a quality play. Just on a big boot again. But Domical ever present to pick it up. The broken pieces. And no troubles looming for the men in the black. As they comfortably struck the ball around. And invite this Attram the Visser side into their final third to see if they can just put the ball behind them. And flick it over for the likes of Jeff Dakpo. Got a very quick fit to hatch onto. Yet they'll go again. But this time around it fails to go through. Surasdin. And is blasted up front. Oh, air ball at the moment. Both teams failing to just keep the ball on the turf. Accra Lions who try to keep the ball on the turf. As Thomas will bring it down the left-hand side for the goal scorer, Jeff Dakbo. He's been invited once again. That has been well dealt with. That's a brilliant way to prevent the danger man from running behind him.
Yes, Dakbo has been exciting to watch this afternoon. In fact, he's been running from the left flanks and he's been causing problems on the right-hand side of Attram Visser's defense. And no wonder he's registered his name on the score sheet yet, giving Accra Lions the lead so far in the game. Still, Lions having total control, dominating play, playing more, having more of the ball in their half, and also making sure they add to the only goal they've scored.
And set it back to goalkeeper Maswood. Don't have to kick the ball for more than even 15 seconds. As the side is trailing by Gotenel, Attram Jr. hits it onto the left-hand side now, but again the flag is already up. That's a clever play, quick way to catch the ball around and get into that danger space. But again, fell into a bit that offside try will be Mubarak Idrisu. And you can say Accra Lions have been very lucky on that occasion. And it's been a quality setup, especially at the back for them.
That one looks very dangerous. Had it not been the offside, we would be speaking about different issue here.
Idrisu again get into that dangerous area. Well, it's well defended. And he's won for himself a corner kick from the left-hand side. As they get a lot of his colleagues in the orange sets to get into Accra Lions penalty area. The likes of Apokum will be in the fray. And you've got to look out for them. As far as this corner kick is concerned, they decide to go short. Idrisu. Shrastin, and again is back into the safe arms of Domikal, who picks it up without any struggles. On the kind of ball that will beat this goalkeeper. He's got a height to deal with any ball that is definitely in mid-air. As Jeff Dakbo is here running again, thrusting forward on the left-hand side. And here's where Attram Visser needs to be very careful. That's a quality ball sent across. Setoji has it inside 18 yard, and it's just across the face of goal. Quality hits there from the skipper of the side. And he fails to direct his kick. Krobia, you can say that the men in orange have been lucky for the second time in a row.
Yeah, Jeff Dakbo, he's been a dangerous player so far on the field of play. He reminds me of Ibrahim Imoro, formerly of Krobia Asante Kotoko. He crosses with ease. He's got that anticipation. He's got the run. He's got the skills as a left fullback. And now look at that delivery into the 18 box of Attram Visser. And from the captain, for the skipper himself, Lawrence Knockblin, with that shot, it was rather unfortunate. They couldn't adapt to the only goal they've scored through Jeff Dakbo.
Well, Alfred picks it up. As they've going to throw in advantage deep in the half of Accra Lions. It could be a dangerous one if it is sent long into the penalty area. But decides to go back a bit. As Rastin is ever present to pick it up. Drops it into the center cycle. And here's Jalilu. Finds a skip up the side at Attram Jr. But again, the big question is, where is Gabriel Matumase? He looks a bit lost in this game. And he's another player who have to spring to life if Attram Visser needs to get back into this game alongside Apokum, who's been a bit silent. But they've got a free kick, just 35 years out. And you expect the likes of Domikal to deal with it as they erect the three-man wall. But again, it's a dangerous one. Probably a very dangerous position.
Yeah, very advantageous position for Attram Visser to get something positive out of this.
That's a dangerous play from the skipper of the side, and just very lucky on that occasion. The goalkeeper, Domica, had it for red and blasted it up front. Jeff Dako, another big round coming down the far right-hand side. And his Prince is out. But the advantage you stay with the Accra Lions in this game. What a game they have in so far. 30 minutes. And it's the same old story. Accra Lions leading this game comfortably and also detecting the pace of the game in terms of possession. That's a lovely flick on to pick the skipper of the side, Lawrence. But the flag looks to be up anyway. And it means that the skipper of the side cannot celebrate further. But what a play, what a way to connect those balls, what a way to stroke them into the final third. And what a flick on from his colleague.
A good exhibition of football play there from the Accra Lions. In fact, they understand themselves on the field of play, how they've been planted on the field. They know where and when to switch play. And that was a good run, a very good skill there from the skipper, Lawrence Lockman.
31 minutes. Here at the 2-2 Access Back Division 1 League. Match day 1. I tell you what, we've got lots of games across the country. And on that big trip to Cape Coast. Special to Robert Mensah Sports Stadium on Sunday. As UCC Youngsters take on one of their arch rivals. It was Swadras in that cagey encounter, but here at the 2-2 as Attram the Visser currently trying to pass the ball around from the back. Shirastin hits it up front, trying to pick his skipper. Fails to pick him. Pick the money, trick the one JC. Taking your time. That's a big hit. But managed to find the foot of Yakubu. Whips it up front. Force behind. Attram Jr. And Accra Lions have managed to defend their line. That's a clear foul, a bit silly as well.
That was a dangerous one, and clearly the referee was close to the scene, and free kick has been given to Accra Lions. Fair there.
We'll watch it again. That was a silly foul there.
Yeah.
On the captain of the side, Lawrence Setoji, one of the remnant of players who have stayed so far with Accra Lions.
It's rather fortunate to have not been given a yellow. Okay. Yellow card given.
And it looks like it's the man in the edges, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's Shirastin. Razak gets it into the book of the referee. We've seen 2 yellow cards so far. Where the first one being flashed to Accra Lions player. The man who is down, actually, getting the first one. But just look at his pass again. The flick on. Unless to pick his captain, and look at where he put it to the far left-hand side, beyond the reach of goalkeeper Masood. Unfortunately, the flag would have to curtail their celebration.
That would have been an intelligent finish.
Absolutely. And it would be a very long way for Attram Davis to come back into this game. More confirmation of the red card for you. Zach, get into the book of the referee. Simofa will fancy his chances from the right-hand side. Forced to nobody in particular. Yes, Masood with a few touches, managed to get his hand to it. And again is Idrisu Bangura trying to just be a hang around and cause a bit of activity. The ball rolling out once again. And we've got another cut shorty. This time around it to be Gessie, the centre back who managed to make it onto his feet. That looks a bit uncomfortable to continue. He's brought into the center cycle. Shirastin. That's a strong challenge coming in there. And finally the referee Maulik Clue whistle for this one. And this chap needs to be very careful. Razak has already got in a yellow card.
Yes, and the entire players would have to be very calm and play their good game. They are playing so well. 1-0, they still have more time to make some changes, and they still have more time to get an equalizer and also find a necessary goal that would yield them the 3 maximum points as the home team. They are playing home. They are having their supporters behind them chanting and singing, and you could clearly see how the atmosphere is like. And they would have to calm down, make sure if they are not getting the equalizer, there shouldn't be any way for Accra Lions to double their lead. Then after the first half, they will seek some pep talks from their coach, Attram Visser. So they should just calm down. I think Coach Attram will tell them to calm down and make sure they concentrate on the game, making sure they block or do not allow any spaces in between behind them for Accra Lions to capitalize on.
Well, the only noise being produced so far at the Tubastro Turf is that of the fans of Accra Lions who are sitting at the far side, who are singing and drumming. But for the home fans, it's a very quiet stand at the moment. Nothing to celebrate, nothing to rejoice about as their side is down by a goal to nil. And here back. Huge focus on the turf, and it's released back to Domikal, the goalkeeper for Accra Lions, who will pick it up. Issue a few instructions as well. Pete Gazy. The quality centre-back has been so far. Scintillating performance from him, isn't it? As well as Saj Kamara. All the way back to the opposite side. Attram currently having it, seeing most of the ball in the last 1 minute. But the big question is, they've always seems to be lacking something in the final third, where it matters most. They've been struggling to find their least mark men up front. But here's Setoji, the skipper of the side, finds the goal scorer. Jeff Dako, plenty of space, hits it across again, but Masood is equal to it and picks it up.
At this time, no problem at all for Masood. Through him, that Accra Lions scored the first goal, and no chance at all. You could clearly see how quickly he came for that ball.
37 minutes. And we're still holding on to the Ghana Premier League returnees, Accra Lions, with that goal coming from Jeff Dako. It's what they've been celebrating so far. As Razak Justin stays on the turf. On a few faces for you in the stands to watch this. You can see that kind of facial expression from the faces of Attram Visser fans. Absolutely nothing to rejoice about, nothing to smile about as their side are down by a goal to nil.
And that's not a good sign from them. As supporters, this is the moment the players will need their cheerful, noisy environment to also put them up against Accra Lions. I think they would have to make sure they sing and make some noise to just cheer their players up.
Well, looks like it's good to continue. The midfielder, what a play has been, despite the yellow card that have been the only spot in his set this afternoon. He's played so well, connecting with his forward line on numerous occasions, and has also managed to fall back on several occasions to help with defensive duties. Just a long hit up front, trying to pick the talisman Idrisu Banguria. But here's Attram Jr. He's got a bit of solace. Now he's right hand side. Charlie Lowe hits it infield a bit. Up that's a lovely play there, but Domikal ever present to pick it up. That's an exciting scene, isn't it, from the home side?
Yeah, when they have the ball, when they are attacking, they attack so well. But in the final third, they look highly indecisive. They are not being that decisive. Their decision making is not up to the task, and that is what is left for them to also find some solution to that. But they've been playing so well.
Well, a few minutes to hit the 48-minute mark, and it tells you that Godwin Attram certainly will be having a lot of words for his charges in the dressing room if it stays this way. But at the moment, they are just doing everything possible, pressing and pushing Accra Lions into their defensive cell to see if they can break their cell. And it's proving futile. And once again, Visser saved Attram Visser as they've got another infringement to see if they can try something from that distance. And there's a chap in a 13 jersey, Thomas Trey, who wins it for his side. And a dead ball specialist, Richard Apokum, will pick it up. Decides to hit it back. That's a brilliant play. Apokum, having served again, comes into the fray, finds Razak Shrestin, goes on to the far left-hand side a bit. They look so comfortable in that channel. No trouble spilling for them out that far side, but it's been a difficult path for them down this right-hand side where most of the ball has been, but it's a clever play inside the box. Nobody there in the orange side to connect onto it, and Accra Lions survived that major scare. What a way to hit it out of that dangerous area.
It looks weird there, how the goalkeeper came out of his post to have a touch on the ball, and that looks more
once
dangerous.
Again, Krobia. Here's a Pakum, that's a big ball there, and then how can you miss it? But comes off somebody, certainly, and it to be a corner kick.
Pressure on Accra Lions, pressure on them, and Attram Visser making sure they get the equalizer in the next couple of minutes to end the first half. And in the last few seconds, they've been brilliant, causing problems, creating chances, threatening the defensive line of Accra Lions.
Well, here's the corner kick, comes from Attram Jr. Well delivered into the channel, but again, nobody there at the far post to just tap it home. And it's goal kick. That's brilliant play, 42 minutes. And Accra Lions will be very, very lucky if it stays this way.
Yes, and they've also done well for being resolute and defending so well, because these are situations they've been able to deal properly with. So kudos to their defensive line as well.
But then they'll have to go all the way from the back once again. They'll have to hit it or develop their offensive threat from the far right-hand side, where they've got so many players who've got very quick feet. But Attram Visser will win it once again. Looks for Pakum, the star man of the show this afternoon. Goes to the ground. And it's a big free kick for the home side. Quickly taken. Finds the skipper. Richard Pakum. Somewhere between lots of black shirt. Managed to hit it. And a pick. Mobreak. Not the best of it, isn't it? So much power behind it. And he rather considered throwing. He just lost focus for a moment. And he's giving the ball away. But the Lions will have it back. Domical hits it up front. It's a big boot. Not too far. As Attram Visser will pick it up here into the 18-yard again. But the man in the green ever present to pick it up. And guess who was just closing in? And it's Attram Jr. He's been hard working this afternoon, trying everything possible to see if he can lead by example in terms of getting his side back into the game.
Yeah, you would have to also depend on good supplies from his other colleagues, especially the offensive players, to also help him. He's one good finisher that will need a good accurate ball in a very good position, and you guess him that ball, he finishes swiftly for you.
44 minutes, few seconds to hit there for the 45th-minute mark. And the referee, Mauleklu, certainly spotting something unusual, very close to the action. It looks like the advantage will be staying away of Attram Visser, who've done so well after conceding in the last 20 minutes. But just watch it again. This was the incident. That's quite hard, isn't it? That is a free kick. It's a very lovely position, acute angle. As they try to push about 4 players into Accra Lions territory. Richard Apokum will leave it. And it looks to be Jalilu Yakubu, the man in the 19 shirt, who will let himself to take it. But the big question is, can he bend it well? Unless the big goalkeeper, Domical, in between the two sticks for Accra Lions. Has he got the legs? Has he got the legs? Decides to go for the power. Bounce off the wall. And he managed to keep it again. Goes all the way back to the defensive line. And that's where they need to be careful. Masoud picks it up. If free comes into the picture. Just look at him brushing his way through the traffic of black shirts there. Heads on to the far left hand side. And again, it's Domical who picks it up. That's a quality way to deal with that one. Well, he's showing promise why he's been given the note to start into this game. As Casey living dangerously. Well, we've already done 1 minute of the 2 minutes that have been added on by the center referee. As they try to pick the big man, Kimara. As Thomas is already out. As Attram Davis are trying quickly to take it. Very deep in their own territory. Masoud hit it onto his left hand side. That is where you need a quality of the likes of Apokum, Gabriel Matumasi, or to come into the fray. That's Apokum with a long drive up front, trying to pick his colleague, Attram Jr. will not pick him, and will not pick the man in a 31 set, Mubarak Idrisu. Oh, the 2 minutes of additional time has been exhausted. And the referee any moment from now take a look at his watch, and finally that does it for the first half department of the game. As Attram Davis who heads into the dressing room with a lot of question marks after 45 minutes of exciting exchange. But for Accra Lions, let's talk in the dressing room from head coach Nicholas. As Jeff Dakposko, unless will be giving a bit of solace to them in this away fixture. Well, it's half time at the Tubasto Tef. Attram Davis 0, Accra Lions 1.
AstroTurf. This is the Access Bank Division 1 League between Attram Visser and Accra Lions is the first half. And Accra Lions are leading by a lone goal right here at the Tuba AstroTurf. Don't forget, we live on Alpha TV. We also live on Doom TV as well as on Joy Prime. This afternoon, Najid is here. Krobi Asante is here. First half, Attram Visser 0, Accra Lions 1. Let me start with you, Krobia.
Well, interesting game. It was a very good, fantastic first 45 minutes of action between these two teams. Attram Visser making sure they sit on a low block, having some good game, counter-attacking play. It has not worked out for them perfectly in the first half. Accra Lions also dominating play with their usual style of play, building the attack from the back, having more possession, having more of the ball, dictating the pace of the game. And now they've created some good number of chances for themselves. In fact, in the first 15 minutes, they were all over the place. From the left flanks, making sure they use the likes of Jeff Dakpo. Eventually, he finally get an only goal for them in this particular fixture. He was unplayable on the left side of the defensive line for Accra Lions, surging forward and sending in some decent crosses into the opposing box. And in fact, at the end of the first 45 minutes, it yielded the better results for them by way of getting that goal for them. Masaoud, the goalkeeper for Attram Visser, did not try there. That was a blunder we could call. It was very unfortunate to have given that ball away, and it was a great finish from Jeff Dakpo to have given the lead to Accra Lions. It has been an interesting first 45 minutes of action so far. A good one from Accra Lions.
All right, so interesting first 45 minutes so far at the Tuba AstroTurf. This is the Access Bank Division 1 League, and it's Attram Visser versus Accra Lions. Najee, your take on the game so far?
You know, when you look at the first half of the game, I would say that tactically the two coaches were very, very disciplined. They had respect for each other when you look at the game itself. When you look at the system that the two coaches are playing, I can tell you that I was thinking that they are going to use more of their wings. But if you see the game itself, it has become a midfield battle. And when you look at the midfield play, I think both of them are really exhibiting what we expected from them. If not the goal that came in, I would say it has been a ding-dong battle between these two sides. And I will not take anything away from Accra Lions. You know, they played in the Premier League. That was last season. So coming back to the Division 1, that telepathy, that cohesiveness, that understanding among the players is still there. And they have that. And when you look at Attram Visser too, I can tell you that the team that played last season, majority of them are not in the team. So there's a team that they are also building together. But to me, they have that cohesion in them. My problem with them is that there's a bit of misunderstanding between their defense. And if they can solve that problem, it's not going to be a problem with them. Now, talking about their captain, Visser Jr., he's doing really well. But I think that his strength is a bit down. He needs to up his game, yes. And talking about Accra Lions, you know, that their El Capitano, the guy wearing the number, Lawrence, last season, look at the way he was terrorizing defenders of the big teams, talking about Accra, Suffolk, and Kumasi and Asante Kotoko. So I'm not surprised that this afternoon he's exhibiting that same skill. But going to the second part of the game, let's see what the two coaches will...
Okay, so talking about the two coaches, Gordon Attram and Coach Kraft for Accra Lions. What should we expect from them? You think, like you mentioned, Attram Jr., you think the manager should change him in the second half? Because we were discussing the game during after the first half, and we saw that his spirit is down. And like you said, he needs to up his game. Do you think they should change him? And what do you think Coach Kraft should do in the second half?
I've seen Coach Kraft. When you look at last season, when the league was getting to the dire embers, this was a team that walloped Kumasi and Asante Kotoko at the Accra Sports Stadium. So they have that confidence in them. If we can play against the big guns, then Attram Visser is no match for us. So to me, for Coach Kraft, you know, he will still maintain his system, his philosophy, the way he's playing. He's not going to change that. And when it comes to second half, that is where you see most from his players. So we are going to see a battle from Accra Lions in the second department of the game. But Attram Divisa must be very, very careful because now in the second half they will try to look for a goal, and if they move forward, they shouldn't forget their back because their transition has been a bit slow this afternoon. But in the second department of the game, I think that they are going to resort to the high pressing game in the second half. But when they are pressing, they should be very, very careful because Accra Lions now, they have nothing at stake, they have nothing to lose, so they can resort to the medium pressing game here. But when you are playing the high pressing against the medium pressing, that is where you have to watch your back. If they don't watch their back, General, I wouldn't be surprised by the next 15 minutes, Accra Lions will add another goal.
All right, so still this is the opening game, Access Bank Division 1 League 2024-2020, 2025-2026 season, and we are live at the Tuba AstroTurf. Attram Divisa CEO, Accra Lions are leading by a lone goal at the first half. Second half, Krobia Asante, what are your expectations in the second half?
Well, for Accra Lions, who are leading so far and having witnessed Accra Lions in the top flight football in the Premiership, they barely changes their style and how they set up their team on the field of play. So clearly, I don't foresee Coach Kraft to make any changes in terms of their the player positioning, in terms of the style of play. I'm looking forward to see the normal Accra Lions that we've been witnessing from the Premiership. They are going to control the game, have more of the ball, detect the pace of the game, and also making sure they create chances from the wings and also find the back of the net by way of adding up to the only goal they scored in the first half, making it that good incursion in their quest of qualifying for back into the Premiership. They would have to start well. So they would have to make sure this particular game they secure all the 3 maximum points. And I still maintain how Accra Lions are going to make sure they go home with these 3 maximum points. But they've been also conceding some chances. They considered some chances in the first half, of which the indecisiveness of Attram Divisa's final third, they've not been that good. The indecisiveness is too much. You could see they are also creating some decent chances, but they would have to be patient in the final third, making sure they take their good decisions by way of getting the ball at the back of the net. So
you mean they squander some chances?
Yeah, some good chances that they had, they couldn't make any good use of. And in the second half, I think they are going to have a pep talk with their coach, Gordon Attram, and coming back into the second half, they will be seen differently. Likewise, Accra Lions. So it is another exciting 45 minutes for us to witness. And I don't foresee Lions may come in very strong, yes, but Attram Divisa will also come in very proper to get the equalizer. But it is a game, I think Lions will still map up the strategy. They will still go home with the 3 maximum points.
So brand new season, talking of the Division 1 League, Access Bank Division 1 League, and your take on the spectatorship so far?
Yeah, I'm not surprised. You know, when it comes to the Division 1, this the league that we have so many of the traditional teams, but this is the opening match, so I'm not surprised that we are seeing this. And you know, some of them are also watching it in their various homes. People are watching it on Facebook. When you look at the number who are watching it on Facebook, it tells you that I'm not surprised. And looking at the time, and today is also Friday. I think that next time competition department can also try Friday night football and see.
Friday night for Division 1.
Yes, for Division 1. Yeah,
that's not bad at all.
That's not bad at all. Yeah, we can also try that and see. But to me, this is just the beginning. We are going to see more spectators come the matches that we are going to witness up front. Don't forget, Sunday is a local derby. In Cape Coast, we are going to see a massive crowd. Now, back to what Krobia was saying. Now, when you look at the setup of Accra Lions, the main anchor has been their defensive midfielder, Kweni, and he is also giving Attram Divisa a bit of headache. So Coach Attram should look at for that boy. Somebody should just be close to that boy so that all the passes and the defensive splitting passes and all the incursions that he's making, he can stop it. If not that, I've told you, we are going to see another goal.
All right, so live from the Tuba AstroTurf, this is the Access Bank Division 1 League, Attram Divisa versus Accra Lions, and Accra Lions are leading by a lone goal right here. It's time for the second half, handing over to our commentators, Victor and Justice College, yeah, baby, as well. I enjoy the second half from the Tuba AstroTurf.
Well, thank you and welcome back to the second half department of the game between Attram, the Visser, and Accra Lions. Second half almost underway. We're just few seconds to kick off of this particular department. Water temperature around 26 degrees Celsius. Over the 2 miles to turf. Quality weather for football, isn't it? But interestingly is the away side that are leading in this fixture comfortably through Jeff Dakpo in the first half department of the game. And there we go for the second half with referee Marley Clou Westlake. And that's the confirmation of the scoreline. Tells you that Lions are leading in this exchange. That is a free kick quickly taken by Attram the Visser. And they'll push the ball to the far right hand side. But I tell you what, you underrate this Attram the Visser side at your own peril. Looking at what they fastened out in the first 45 minutes. Lots of promise, especially in the final third of the pitch. But the big question is, do they have the men to just tap it home? That is where they seems to be mixing a lot of quality. And if it is about just caressing the ball from their own third into midfield, then there's no questions about it. It's been a smooth transition so far. But for Accra themselves, they sat on the tenterhook some few times in the first half department of the game, almost giving away those glorious opportunity. Just that Attram Davis failed to pounce on those loose balls. Reason why we are still stuck onto the scoreline at the moment.
Yes, interesting second 45 minutes of action here we are going to witness. I think Lions are not going to change, as they will always stick to their plan, their style, talking to the ball more, having more of the ball, detecting the pace of the game, having total control, building from the back to initiate attack. This is what Accra Lions always brings on board on the field of play. Now, Attram Divisa would have to come in very properly. They would have to make sure they get an equalizer as soon as possible in time, so that they will be able to fight for the necessary goal that will yield them all the 3 maximum points. But I think it's not going to come on the silver platter. They would have to fight and work so hard for this one.
What's the confirmation of substitution for you? Number 10 is off. Attram Jr. and Masood have just been introduced into the game. That's an early shot for the captain of the side.
Yeah, he struggled in the first half against the defensive shape of Accra Lions. He was nowhere to be seen in the game, and whenever he has the ball, it becomes very difficult to control himself. And no wonder the coach Gordon Attram, saw the situation. He raised the situation so well. And in this second half, as they are coming in to make some good changes for themselves to effect the game so well, these are some of the changes that the coach himself would have done. Every single coach would have done, because you need a striker who will also force himself out, battle it out with the opposing defense, and get the goals for you.
Well, let's see. Well, as it stands in this particular zone 3 of the Access Back Division 1, if it sets this way back, this is a lovely shot there coming across. Now, once again, failing to find the target. And that has been their puzzle throughout the last 48 minutes. Just tell you, look at the quality of that bend on the ball. And failing to find the intended target. Just look at it. That was a smooth movement there. Just dragging his fits a bit onto, checks it onto his right hand side. Or his right foot. Just again, the final delivery. Absolutely nothing to write home about. And that's Shiraz Dane who will be picking it up. He's quickly trying to reset the authority in his second half department of the game. But he's set to J. That's a lovely run from the captain of the side. Driving through the traffic of those orange shirts. Very neat move, footed player. And you need to really watch him. As Attram Visser once again causing a lot of havoc up front. There's a lovely ball. That's Dominic once again at the right place to call it. And this is what the fans really want to see. Those balls into the channel, those bends, those EKLs. And here's Gezi.
Yeah.
49 minutes. And Accra Lions are really sitting on the tenterhooks in the last 4 minutes.
Yes, great incursion there from Attram Visser, and as I said, they've gone for a pep talk from their manager, knowing what it takes to not lose this particular game is what they are exhibiting so far in the second half, and clearly this is another glorious moment, great opportunity for them to find something positive out of.
And you can see the fear on the face of the goalkeeper, Domical. Oh, he's not happy at this moment. This is another lovely ball, just missing it by inches. Another quality delivery, but again, Krobia.
Oh yeah, that
it's
was
the same old story, isn't it?
Great effort there, but I think the direction wasn't that good. The execution was not that good to have given them the equalizer, but they still have themselves in the game more minutes to play. That was not good at all from him.
That was Richard Apokum. Managed to find him back. That's a lovely way to pick it up with his chest. But Setoji comes into the fray, causes a bit of activity, and it looks like it will be the culprit on that occasion. A lot of incident, isn't it? Marring the quality and the flow of the game at this juncture. Both teams are beginning to look more physical in the second half department of the game.
Yeah, the fouls are becoming one too many on the part of Accra Lions, and they would have to be very careful. The game is not over yet. We have more minutes to play now, and there shouldn't be any way of getting themselves into the books of the referee. And clearly, the energy level, that clearly tells you the energy level that Attram Visser, the team are exerting into this particular play. That is why now, even the Accra Lions that we know they used to have more of the ball are rather causing lots of fouls.
We've done more than 5 minutes in the second half, and Accra Lions clearly having it. But it's always going to be very difficult for them to run through those pockets of space. That's Mubarak Idrisu tries to connect to Alfred Amoa. Here's the Alfred Amoa, plenty of space for him, trying to run to the traffic of backside. That's a big opportunity. Richard Apokum goes to the ground, and he wins the sympathy referee. Big opportunity for the whole side. And about another yellow card, first time as well. Then we can see Jack Dakpo having a touch-out with Gussie. Just look at the movement. Now he's looking for Razak Shirastain, who was trying to run through that narrow channel, ends up going onto the turf. And wins the sympathy referee at the end.
That was a glorious moment there for Attram Visser to have registered their first goal in the game, and equally good position in terms of the free kick that they are having now. And let's see how this pan out for them.
Well, so just a few seconds ago, confirmation of the recipient of that yellow card. It looks to be Jeff Dapo, the goal scorer for Accra Lions. And he'll be praying that Attram Visser will not get to the end of this quite well in terms of hitting the back of the net, as that will be disastrous. That is just close to the 18 yard. And when you know this guy stands behind it, Richard Apoku, it can be a bit dangerous.
Very advantageous position there.
Let's see. Apoku well bent and well saved. Those qualities, and look at the bend on the ball. Just looking for the top left corner. But again, goalkeeper Domika has got the hands to power it.
Very good delivery there from him. and equally an important save there to have denied Attram Visser's equalizer. Great save.
Well, one of the moments definitely we cannot forget about in this encounter. You'll have to reminisce this moment. What a free kick. We'll get to watch it once again. Get to sink it in from the foot of Richard Pukum. What a hit with that right foot. Well killed beyond the defense of Accra Lions. And even nearly beating goalkeeper Tommy Carteret, but reacting so quickly. And here they go again, the same trajectory. Loose ball, Accra Lions picks it up. Defense splitting pass, looking for Lawrence Setoji, but the SB wall right there. To just be frank, it's been Attram Visser showmanship in this particular second half so far.
Yes, interesting play from them. You could clearly read from the synergy, the sense of urgency, that fighting spirit, the never say die spirit, to still go ahead to find a important goal there.
That's a bit range of 55 minutes, and referee Marley Clou will have none of that. As the player stays on the turf, we'll be confirming to you who exactly is that. It's the man in the 28 jersey. Looks to be Prince Amekofia, who lies inside. Accra Lions 18-yard. That was a simple touch from the skipper of the side. Lawrence Setoji lost of focus a bit and nearly slipping it into the back of the net. But the goalkeeper had to come and clatter into his man, Prince Ameko. I think that's a clean one in there. No troubles at all, if you ask me from commentary position. No touches on a very difficult angle.
Difficult one. And the referee would have to also have some conversation with the lines to also see to it a perfect decision that would not, after the game, raises any concern. And
we'll talk about the zone in terms of the standing so far. It will be Accra Lions that will be atop the league lock at the moment with this vital lead. But here they will have to defend the alliance once again. And it's a huge kick up front. This was trying to pick Prince, and Samba fails to pick him. Well, it's been quick play, end-to-end stuff from both teams. And it's difficult to take your eyes off the ball. And this was the moment, that moment once again. And Prince was caught in with that frame of Alfred Amoa. And a chop in the 14 jersey brings it back a bit. That was a clever whip up front. Headed away. Looks to be a Pukum. Brilliant play onto the right-hand side. The captain inside the 18-yard, big opportunity. Can they? A lot of tatters there. Attram Visser finally off the foot of the centre back, and it's a huge kick. They cannot get back into the game after all the exciting play, after all the panache. They just cannot seem to find their way around this Accra Lions defense.
Yeah, glorious movement there, and I don't know why he delayed on the ball so much before releases the ball to his teammates, and it was another opportunity they've squandered. They couldn't make any good use of. So it comes back to the indecisiveness of Attram Visser's final third.
Well, guess who just come in? And that's Yao Sokpoli. Talk about that chap last season. Brilliant campaign by our standard. Has been a thorn in the flesh of most of the Premier League big boys when he faces them. I'm quite shocked or taken aback when his name was not part of the starting 11. But he get the opportunity to have a feel of this game now as we reach for the 60th minute mark in this intriguing fixture.
Yes, now that the game is against Accra Lions, Attram Visser have come in very strong. They are having more of the ball, and the kind of chances they are creating, sensing some sort of a worry. So no wonder an experienced player has been introduced. Fresh leg, fresh energy coming in to also help the fortune of Accra Lions.
Well, I promise you, Krobia, you really enjoy the play of that chap that have just come in. But here's Attram Visser, a player goes down. And the fouls are just one too many. And the referee has been one of the most busiest men in the game so far.
Yeah, the intensity of the game is so high, and I love it.
Just look at it. Just going for Richard Apokum, sliding him off the grass. And tells you the intensity of the game. But that's a lovely ball sent across. First to nobody. Sherstein will fair to keep it. And that certainly will be a pick for the men in the orange shirts. Confirmation of the scoreline for you once again. Nothing changing so far. As Charlie Liu brings it down to the left-hand side. Yes, Amua. Trying to find a bit of help. Will struggle to find it. This is Rustin, will leave it for his colleague. Just to see Masud so far, but we get ready to see another change from Attram Visser with a chap in the 31 jersey taking off the game. And that is Mubarak Idrisu. As we get to see the chap in the 11 jersey being introduced, and that certainly is also free. Just look at that for a Delta. Huge blast, isn't it? 61 minutes. And lots of storylines, a lot of taglines already from this Access Bank Division 1 League Match Day 1. And tells you we've got a marathon of games throughout the season. But the referee once again curtailing play of this Accra Lions team with Prince and trying to be a bit clever on that occasion, but will not outsmart the referee. Which is a bit, I'd say, with what exactly the referee is whistling about. Maybe we'll get to confirm that. That looks like there's a player, absolutely, yeah. The very reason why the game has been altered. There's a Accra Lions player on the turf. And you can also see the head coach for Accra Lions in your short, James Nicholas Francis in your shorts. I mean, he had a bit of chit chat with me. He's a coach from, he's an English international. And his love for this Accra Bay side is absolutely off the roof. That's a bit painful, isn't it? It looks to be Felix Amofa. Well, Felix Amofa has been very quiet. He's known as one of the players who love to overlap, especially from the left-hand side, but he's been kept at bay today. Right, is Attram Visser side. Oh, a bit quick, and it's a bit understandable when you've got a likes of Richard Apokum on the turf. We saw that of Attram Visser Junior was good, but it's a lovely ball. Could this be the equalizer? And it's certainly it is. It is the equalizer from Attram Visser. What a loose way of defending. brilliant stuff. You would have to watch it again. Started by the man in the 13th set, brings it forward a bit, gets it to it, send it across, nobody there, and it's the chop in the 11 jersey who will have the opportunity to be at the end of it. And it's Oswe Free who taps it up, no troubles at all. Even goalkeeper Domica absolutely cannot just stretch to par it off. And it's even.
It was coming from the start of the first 45 minutes, and no wonder we were talking, having a lot of discussion about the resurgency of this Attram Divises second half game. We're talking about the efficiency of this Attram Divises game, and no wonder they changed that. Gordon Attram, the coach for the side, made the magic.
Well, certainly that's a confirmation of a scoreline. It's 1 at the moment, 1 at peace.
That was a great movement there from the midfield, switches play to far right of the opposing left side of the defense, and that powerful cross and the finish from a free off the bench, and now he has rescued his side. He's leveled the scoreline, and now Attram Divisa would have to fight for the most important goals that would officially or eventually yield them the 3 important points as the home side, as they seek to have a good start into the new season.
Well, a lot of credit going to the man in the 13 jersey, Thomas Trey, who started it all in the center cycle. And he's just got a clever eye to pick out the man of the moment in your shot. Also free. 66 minutes. As they're looking to increase the tally. And it's been overly touched out beyond the reach of the goalkeeper. And Accra Lions will have themselves to blame after conceding that equalizer once again, living dangerously in their own final third. It's a ding-dong affair now, and you can see Godwin Attram. You can see the passion, you can see the energy, and you can see their bench as well, watching on eagerly from the sideline. There's Casey, big set to G. It to be a long drive up front, trying to find Yasopoli. They needs to be careful with his danger man, but Masoud at the right place to claim it. No, they cannot start the way anticipating. Unless they would have loved to keep their early lead. That is not the story. Maybe they would have to chase the game. Set to G, bit 2, looking to be the third person. Referee. But referee whistles, and that is Godwin Attram with all the gimmicks from the touchline.
He's done a brilliant job there. Coaches always gets the appellation. Coaches always gets that applauses from the supporters and pundits when you make changes, and eventually the changes make some sense. And the introduction of a free and getting them the equalizer clearly shows the reading of the game from the coach.
Well, absolutely. Let's that change yielding the maximum result it deserves. But there's another yellow card again being flashed out by the center referee. And a lot of trouble spilling. But we've got double substitution here with Yosin and Angie. Gets ready to come in. The man in the 18 jersey. You all see there's one of the chaps that you would expect him to cause a bit of change in terms of the tactical play this Accra Lions side has got. And they've also brought in the man in the 15th set. Now Sanzi coming in. And they retracted the chap in the 6th jersey, Daniel Aqua. Well, we'll confirm to you the other player that was taking off in this game. "69 minutes, and it's even." But here, Domical will have the opportunity to whip it up front. And you can see he takes a lot of steps back. Looks like he's going for a long hit. "20 minutes more left." And it's one at pace. As the deputy skipper of the side getting ready to, well, let's organize his men at the back, with the Accra Lions taking it, regrouping from the back. Sector chasing it. So Jeff Dapo has also been taken off, the goal scorer, as well as Daniel Aqua. So that is a confirmation of the scoreline for you, once again, in case you missed it. Yes, Lions. A bit under pressure now, enormous pressure from the home side, who are just closing every space, every department of the game, dominating it. That's a lovely way to defend. Felix Samofa wins it, drops it onto the left-hand side. A lot of stuff happening in this pitch, isn't it? Felix Samofa also getting his name into the referee's book. Shirasteen. Yes, Thomas Trey for Accra Lions brings it down to the man in the 7 jersey, Attram. And it's been brushed off his face, and there's going to be a throwing advantage. Quickly taken, you can see the man in the dugout absolutely very furious with the way his side is playing at the moment. It's another brilliant defending again, a way to cut that supply. Lawrence will leave it for Thomas Shot to take it. And again, the centre back fails to read it well.
Good play from Attram Visser. They are frustrating the Accra Lions players, and in fact, they've also solidified that midfield. Unlike the first half where there were a lot of vacuum in the midfield, Accra Lions were running routes in that midfield shape, initiating attack with ease. But in this second half, you could clearly see how they've stabilized their defense, and that midfield combativeness is also working well for Attram Visser so far. And we are enjoying the game. This is a good game. The intensity of it and the confidence that Attram Visser, they've restored back their confidence, and the eagerness to fight for the 3 maximum points is also on, same as Accra Lions. So these are two teams exhibiting some good football, free fluid action, flamboyant style of play, and a good game,
Yeah, they are again trying to see if they can find a second. To not yield the needed results. As they roll beyond the bar line. Goalkeeper Domical will pick it up. Struck it up front. He's driven, trying to pick his forward man. Like Serbia Sopoli, but fails to get neither of them. As Attram, the Visser once again will do this one. It's a lovely hit up front, but looks like there's a bit of touch there as the big man goes onto the ground. That looks to be the new entrant, Masood again. Oh, he's the victim on that occasion. And it looks like Thomas Trey was the culprit. And you can see the troubles for Accra Lions seems endless at the moment. He just keeps on pouring in. I just hope that not so this perfect to continue with the game, else that'll be a big blow. Definitely he's brought a bit of stability to his side since being introduced by his head coach Godwin Attram. And not the best of sign. He managed to make it onto his feet as we've got just quarter of an hour left in this game. There'll be a lot of chit-chats, especially between the managers and the players as well. And you can see that there's a lot of complaint. That's another yellow card having flashed out to Accra Lions centre-back. And certainly, I was just talking about Felix Amofa, the chap who was a sighting in last season Ghana Premier League. Struggling in today's Access Bank Division 1 League opener. Richard Pukum, the dead ball specialist who got behind it. And the fans just very silent at the moment, watching on. As Accra Lions are at their three-man wall. And you've certainly got to see Felix Amofa in the mix. Entry in as well. But it's a very dangerous angle.
Yeah, very dangerous one for Accra Lions to defend.
Richard Pukum left it, and again is wide off the mark. On the best of Ben, only to find the far post. And Accra Lions will have a huge relief.
The power behind the ball was too heavy, and way off target.
Exerting so much pressure now, the home side. At least they know they've got this game under control. Well, confirmation of entry's yellow card after bringing down Maswood a few seconds ago. But now they've been rewarded from that corner side, and it's quickly taken. Looks to be a free who decides to flick it over, but ricochets off one of Accra Lions players. Back in his very deep in the half of Accra Lions at the moment. We're chasing it. And they'll have it. But again, another poor play. That looks to have come off somebody. And here's Setoji being searched for, but has been hacked off his face. Well, I tell you, it's not been a nice game in the second half, to be frank with you. Very different from what we saw in the first 45 minutes. It was a very fluid game.
Yeah, the energy level has raised, and looking at how Attram Visser has been playing in this second half, it has become very difficult for Accra Lions not exhibiting their real style of play in this second half.
Well, that's Felix Amofa, once again, being a hero on that occasion. But we'll see another remnant of the players who stayed on for Accra Lions. And there's Faris Tahiru, the chap in the 11 jersey. And another man will be walking off the pitch. And this time I look to be the man in the 28 jersey who goes off. And that'll be Kamara. And so I've also been taken off. And the chap in the 30 jersey have just been introduced into the game. And that's Salihu. We're almost looking to close in on the 80th minute mark with just 10 minutes left. And here's Accra Lions doing the defending. Attram Visser doing the attacking. Set to G. Brilliant display. Notch it onto his left hand side. It's a long drive up front, trying to look for Yasukuli, but once again, giving a very, very difficult task up front, especially with this Attram the Visser backline led on by the skipper. It's been everywhere, everyone they tell this evening. On the skipper has been. Well, Prince Amekofia is also off, and we have a new chap coming in, and that's Ahmed Kamal Saleh, who comes in instead. Like for like substitution. And tells you why Coach Godwin Attram is just throwing in all his wild cards at the moment. They are looking for that maximum 3-point. But there's a lovely ball bent across there, and the ricochets of somebody that stays inside the 18-yard with goalkeeper Masoud picking it up. Lions needs to be very careful. The referee, that's a huge relief. Just watch this. The skipper of the side, Lawrence Setoji with all the display, and finally just notching it with his favorite right foot onto the right-hand side. Just tells you of his quality. The foot-up challenge. Also the changes that have been done so far. That's a lovely bend ball across, and Masoud at the right place to claim it. 81 minutes, and it's really, really living up to the billing here at the 2-2 in the season's Access Bank Division 1 League. What an entertaining match. And I tell you what, very historic TV right for these teams. Ghana's second-tier league. We're bringing it live on your screens across the country. Right from Zone 1 to Zone 2, and all the way Zone 3, which is currently live on your screens. There's a big trip on Sunday to Cape Coast. As Attram the Visser currently pushing everything possible to see if they can get their nose in the lead.
That was a very good incursion there from Attram the Visser, and they had a similar cross to what it got them the equalizer, but that one was beautifully intervened and prevented by the defensive shape of Accra Lions. And 82 minutes of action so far. In fact, we are witnessing highly intense game here from both sides. They are selling some good game. Division 1 League living up to this billing, and the expectation of this match has never gone away.
Oh, most of the fans certainly in disagreement with that decision from referee Maule Klu, especially that of the Accra Lions fans who are here in the traveling. I would not say majority, despite it is in Accra, but they are in the less majority this evening. Just Alfred Amoa sends it across deep inside the center cycle. Brought back to Masoud. That's a flick over. Trying to look for the man in the orange shirts. Better rather pick. Thomas Trey. The Accra Lions really losing out to the ball. That's a push there, but here's a big opportunity for Attram the Visser. Again, it's the man who looks to be in it, 30 set, who comes into the rescue for the away side. And I'm just wondering, this fan who is really supporting with the facial expression. But here's the incident. You can see show
Yeah.
of strength there, the tassel, the display of physicality.
But for the referee to have signaled for a play on, I think that was a good one. But that shouldn't also be the case of that situation. And the player has been fortunate not to have been booked. And,
well, I tell you what, it's difficult to tell what is running through the minds of this man. Head coach Nicholas Francis. Oh, definitely. It's just maybe in his mind trying to track the tactics a bit and see if he can implement it on the field of play. But yes, Attram, the Visser's corner kick quickly taken. That's a lovely hit there, but again, Domical is equal to the tax. What a hit.
that was a good try there from him. Powerful one and equally good save from the goalkeeper.
And the flag be nice there, another glorious opportunity. For Coach James, it will be a lot of talking, as well as this man, Godwin Attram, his opposite figure, who has been absolutely on his feet throughout the last 85 minutes. And tells you how important this fixture means to them. That will be a perfect momentum to build up into the season. And both teams currently settling for that split of points at the moment. There's a corner kick for Accra Lions. I still fancy their chances. Then you expect the likes of Yausukbuli, Salihu, who's just come in. Satoji receives it. Decides to go short inside the 18-yard. A straight over, but Masood won't have a firm grip of it. No troubles at all for Attram, the Visser's #1. It's been rock solid inside the 2 sticks. And you can see the fans keep on floating into the Tubas as that offensive play breaks down. Yes. The referee Alice Westerling for it, and that's another big moment to reminisce there for Attram the Visser. And looks like Prince also free, I beg your pardon. Timano's coming in the second half. Looks to be the thorn in the flesh of this Accra Lions defensive setup. He's been just memorizing them everywhere up front. And it's been a very, very tough customer to be dealt with. The likes of Quincy Gacy really struggling to tame him. That's another big opportunity as Jalilu Yakubu, he let himself go behind it. On a few pleasantries there between the two players. But take away the pleasantries is obvious business for the home side in terms of taking this free kick. 88 minutes. What has been a perfect moment the home fans are looking for. And absolutely, it's a bizarre kick. Straight into the crowd.
Not the best at all from him. Not the best at all from him. And looking at the energy and the efforts that they've put into this match, especially in the second half, they've gotten the equalizer 88 minutes. And there was this glorious moment to have gotten the most important goal that would eventually be the winner. And that tick was nothing to write home about. It was that poor one from him.
Well, it looks like we might be settling for stalemates. Domical needs to be very careful inside his own penalty area. That's a bit of ball defending. Trey will not reach it. Back to the left-hand side. Shiraz Esteem. And the referee once again coming to the rescue of Attram Visser.
Another one again. A very dangerous one for Accra Lions again to defend.
Oh, definitely at the depth for full time here at the Tubas to Tef. And it's still even between these two sides on match day 1 in zone 3 in this season's Access Bank Division 1 League. Not a perfect start for Accra Lions, but for Attram Visser, it will be the sort of game they've been looking for. And the mere fact that they went down and they would have to fight their way back. Shirastin, Razak stays on the turf. In a bit of trouble. Looks fine to continue with the game, but we're doing 5 minutes of additional time. That's lots of minutes, isn't it?
Okay, the free kick was not given. And 5 more minutes to play, I think. Let's see how things pan out for both teams, and they all have themselves in the game. They are all fighting for the needed goal that would eventually be the winner and sway away all the 3 maximum points. Where is that 3 points going? Or is it going to be a point shared, 1-1?
Well, let's see. That question certainly be answered when the referee Manly Club blows the full-time whistle here. But here's Accra Lions trying to see if they can restore their lead. Living dangerously, goes down. Referee feels that's a 50-50 chance. Sector J comes into the fray, wins it, drops it deep a bit, and then they'll regroup from the far left-hand side. The Akela sent across. Yasuk Boli misses it. But it's a big moment. And again, it's ballooned beyond the crossbar. What a crazy scene. What a crazy moment there from the chap in 11 jersey. Tahir Faizu came in the second half to pick his dribbling boots. We're into second minutes of the 5 minutes that have been added. There's the Access Bank Division 1 League. And it's zone 3. Currently witnessing the floodgate to this season's loads of matches. Well, let's talk about officiating. It's been, I think it's been perfect so far.
Yeah, we've not had any controversies thereabout, and I think the officials, they've done so well. They've been on top of their duty this afternoon in this game.
Well, hold a bit. There's a lovely ball sent across, but it will take the man in the orange shirt to clear his line. And it's the skip down the side who came in to rescue the situation. That was another loose moment there from the home side. Here they will have to go again. Deep inside there. The second cycle by this. The opposite way now. Attram Visser. That's a lovely ball, but it's just too high to step below the crossbar. And certainly it will be a goal kick. Accra Lions, after 4 seasons in Ghana's top flight, had their fairy tale run come to an end in last season, finishing 16 with 35 points. And for the home side, Attram Visser 15 matches at home last season. They won 10 of them, lost 2, and drew 3 times. And we're one of the best teams at home. And looks to be continuing that fine form in terms of the home statistics. A few seconds to hit the 5th minute that have been added on. And the chase is on. Here's the Accra Lions. Here's Stray. This is a big moment there. Sakpoli again blasted into goalkeeper Maswood. Crazy moment there to have taken the lead, but they fatted that big opportunity. It looks like the away record for Accra Lions, the terrible away record continues for them. 20 matches away last season in the Ghana Premier League. They've just won one, and the story will continue in the Access Bank Division 1 League. Any moment from now, the referee will take a look at this watch. More than 11 seconds played. And that ends the story. That ends the story. And the story is that on match day 1, as Attram the Visser was Accra Lions to 1-1 stalemate here at the two-basket turf. And the home record for Attram the Visser continues. The 5-4, which they carry into the season. And as for Accra Lions, it's been a terrible trip away from home. And they will have to find a way to clean that menace. This is the final chance that could have really given them that big opportunity. Yeah, some of the crazy moments we've seen so far in this game. And this was from Trey as he picked Salihu. And this was another moment that Sally was played in, but he took the effort off Domikal to keep him at bay. Well, it's full time here at two-basket turf. And the story is that Attram the Visser 1, Accra Lions 1.
AstroTurf this afternoon. This is the Access Bank Division 1 League, and it's Attram the Visser 1, Accra Lions 1. I have the head coach of Attram the Visser, Mr. Godwin Attram, is right here. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon. Your take on the game this afternoon, 1-1.
1 goals apiece. I think it's a fair result because football is 2 games, 2 ways, and we started with 3 back, 5 in the middle. 1-1 up front, and in the first minute to the last minute of the first half, I realized that it was not going well for us because our attacking system was not doing the right thing at the same time. Then our goalkeeper committed a blunder, and they capitalized on it, which is normal. But if you talk about the game itself, we control the game throughout, and I believe that one goal apiece is fair.
Well, what have you learned from today's game moving on? This is the first game this season, 2025-2026 season.
Well, I think that the boys did very well, both side of the game, but officiating, they have to raise their level a little bit. It's not okay. The officiating is not okay. Trust me, it's not okay.
Well, what is the target for Attram the Visser this season?
It's a new core you are seeing. The main core of Attram the Visser has been wiped away. This is a new one, the exception of the defenders. But the upfront mostly is another new gem that I brought them up. And I believe that football is consistency. If you continue playing, always continue playing, they will get the rhythm. And
you want to qualify for the Premier League?
Yeah, why not? Attram the Visser is always a team that wants to qualify to the Premier League. But this is the league that we are playing. If it goes your way, that is fine. If it don't go your way, you look at the marketing side as well.
Thank you very much, Godwin Attram. Okay, so that's the head coach for Attram Divisa, Godwin Attram, and he says this is a new crop of players, this is a new setup, and he's looking forward for a good experience and coming season. Now, I have the head coach for Accra Lions, Coach Kraft is here. Coach, your take on
Coach
the
Francis.
game. Okay, Your take for the game.
Yeah, I thought the first half was. I think we had more control in the first half. I think we created some good chances off the press. Obviously, got a goal. Second half, I think the players got a little bit nervous. A couple of errors in possession, not enough movement in front of the goalkeeper. Obviously, Attram playing at home, so they needed to step up their pressing in the second half. But I mean, overall, I'm pleased that we got a point away from home.
You were in the Premier League, and now you're playing in the first division, Division 1. What's the target for this season?
As always, we want to develop players, young Ghanaian football players. So that's always our target in terms of being keeping competitive and developing the players.
Do you want to qualify for the Premier League?
I mean, we take every game as it comes. This is our first away game in the Division 1. We've got one of the youngest squads we've ever had, if not the youngest. So we have to take it step by step.
Any lessons from today's game?
Yeah, plenty. I just need to review it again, but all good.
Thank you very much. Okay. All right, so that was the head coach for Accra Lions. And now I have the man of the match, the best player so far. I have Thomas Ryder. Thomas, what to say? Congratulations, Thomas.
Thank you.
With me, and watch man of the match. We'll go into the game. No, now we're the man of the match.
But that be like born there. But I woman is in me year me hard. Now my first time I'm a Division 1. I'm the first time I'm a big team.
Until we need a son, say, I find a person born to do.
Because my need a son is in person, me born in the court outside me to make my name more.
You know, be asked, so no be asked, who now deserve man of the match. Then I'll catch a year of fans who are done for our show, say on Alpha TV, Attram TV, and I face so Joy Prime.
Me do be asked, me do be supporting me be asked. Me give me next time. Your next game, I sign. I come in my team, man of the match.
Thank you very much, Thomas. Okay, so live on Alpha TV. We are also live on Joy Prime, live on Attram TV. It's all over Attram Divisa 1 and Accra Lions 1. Your take, Najee, so that we wrap up.
There's nothing that you should expect from this match. From the beginning of the match, we talked about we are going to witness one of the fantastic football when it comes to these two teams. Because when it comes to possessive football, they really understand possession when it comes to football, and they've done that. I was looking at Accra Lions just to hold on to the one lead that they had. But kudos to Godwin Attram. He came into the second half very hard. He came with so many strategies, variated his system, and got that goal. And he's gotten a draw in his first game. So kudos to the two coaches. They've really done well. We've seen a very entertaining football this afternoon here at the Tuba Astro.
All right, so Krabia, we are leaving 1-1 Attram Divisa 1 Accra Lions. So your take on the game?
Interesting opening into the new season. In fact, it has been an insightful game. Very interesting one. Two teams exhibiting some short football here at the Tuba Astro turf. And first half game for Accra Lions and second half game for Attram Divisa, who came in very strong, and of course they had what it takes to stormate the game, and at the end of the day, fair results, 50-50 game, and a highly intense style of play, and good game from both teams.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, it's all over at the Tuba Astro. This is the Access Bank Division 1 League, Attram Divisa 1, Accra Lions 1. It was live on Alpha TV, Joy Prime, and Attram TV to the entire Alpha Sports Media crew. We say kudos to all the team members, and we say goodbye to everyone. Thanks for watching.